You know what, folks? There was a key moment during episode 5 that had me going, you know what? Maybe Zach might not have a hard time letting go of Michael if it turns out he's not his son. Like, honestly, I'm in the camp of thinking if it turns out that DNA tests come back and Michael isn't his son, I could see Fatima and Zach holding on to Michael because they formed a bond with him and everything. But in the episode when it literally came down to Aunt Patty showing her true colors, because at first I'm like, yeah, she's making a lot of assumptions, but as an outsider looking in, Zach and Fatima don't necessarily seem like ideal parental figures based on all sorts of criminal activity and arrest in the past and whatnot. But the moment that child support came into the equation and it became, wait a minute, so after they get married, can her income be included into the calculations as well to see if child support can be bumped up? That's when I knew, yep, this is Heather 2.0. This isn't about Michael, this is about a shakedown. And when the DNA basically when Fatima brought up the at-home DNA test and, so is it possible that now Michael's parental DNA father, or basically his biological father, or the DNA results are in question? And when Fatima looked at Zach and Zach said with no hesitation, yes, there's room for doubt, let's get a new DNA test. I'm like, if it turns out Michael isn't his kid, I could see him letting go. I'm not saying it would be easy, but you know what? I think that we don't know a lot about Aunt Patty. That's the first thing I want to point out here, but I think it is safe to assume that Michael, currently in care of Aunt Patty, things are going way better than when he was with Heather. So even if Zach isn't the biological father, he can take heart knowing that Heather has already been deemed fit or unfit to be his caretaker as his mom. So at least Michael would be with one family member who isn't abusing him. So that's something to, look at on a positive note. But I could see the DNA test coming back. Michael isn't the father. Zach no longer has to pay child support. And I feel like he would, relinquish custody and focus on his upcoming family with Fatima. But that's just my personal opinion. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I know Zach has already lost a lot. I'd hate to see him lose another person. But if Michael isn't his son, just focus on the family that you know is yours.